We've put over 10,000 miles on the EQS SUV. Here are a few things that I like, and here are a few things that I don't like. The EQS comes with a big battery pack, so despite only being rated at 285 miles per charge, we've been seeing 300 to 350 miles per charge. The EQS can charge really quickly on road trips at fast chargers. It can hold really high charge speeds at really high states of charge, which is something that a lot of EVs can't do right now. At 85% state of charge, the EQS can charge at over 100 kilowatts. Our Tesla, at the same state of charge, can only charge in the 40s, which can feel like it's taking forever on road trips. Not in the EQS. One of the most incredible features on the EQS is all of the lighting inside and out. Each headlight has over 1 million pixels per headlight, which means it can project words and images. They also auto level, they steer left and right, and they do a little dance every time you turn on and turn off the car. The running boards are lit. All of the door handles are lit. The side mirrors project the Mercedes star on the ground. The interior has lights literally everywhere, including in the seats, and you can choose from 64 different colors, or you could do a multicolor animation effect. The EQS comes standard with air suspension and adaptive dampers. It's always reading the road and automatically adjusting for road conditions, speed, and so much more. It gives the EQS really smooth and serene ride quality and makes even the roughest of roads seem not so bad. It's always working in the background to minimize forces on the people inside the car, and it really makes a big difference. It will even lower at highway speeds for better aerodynamics and stability, or you can raise it if you need to do some off-roading. It makes the EQS very versatile and capable. You'd think such a large car would be difficult to drive and maneuver, but the EQS is completely effortless thanks to 10 degrees of rear wheel steering. At slow speeds, they steer in the opposite direction of the front wheels, which makes the EQS feel so much smaller than it really is, especially if you're parking or you have to do a tight U-turn somewhere. At high speeds, they steer in the same direction as the front wheels, which increases stability, and it reduces a lot of the G-forces that the passengers inside feel. Check out how tight this U-turn is. The driver assistance features in the EQS are really helpful on long drives. I actually prefer it over Tesla's autopilot. It'll essentially drive itself, and it does such a smooth job doing it. It'll even change lanes on its own. The EQS is the first car to have Dolby Atmos and spatial audio, and it really is an incredible experience. It sounds awesome at high or low volume. It has incredible bass, and it never gets distorted or buzzy no matter how loud you turn it up. You'll hear things in your favorite songs that you never knew were there, and if you close your eyes, it sounds like your favorite artist is right there in front of you. And the cabin is so quiet that at high speeds on the freeway, you really just hear your music and not any wind or road noise. The EQS is a pretty large SUV, so it should have lots of places to store things. It has a very large trunk that can store 7 suitcases, and you still have room for more bags under here. It has a lot of rear seat space and a flat floor. All 4 doors have giant door pockets. It has a very deep center console, like you can fit a box of tissues in. And then you have all of this space right here, and then you have all of this space down here. If you don't have enough room in this car for all your stuff, you have too much stuff. One of the most annoying things about the EQS SUV is every time I start the car and I put it in drive, I have to click this left paddle every single time I drive the car just to tell it that I want to drive in one pedal mode. It does not remember this setting ever for any reason. Not only does it never remember what regen mode I like, it also doesn't remember what drive mode I like. So every time you start the car, it's always in comfort with no regen. The built-in navigation system is supposed to figure out where you need to charge on road trips. We found that it doesn't work more often than it does. We usually need to figure out our routes in advance using a better route planner or checking where Electrify America chargers are. It usually wants to take you to chargers that are just way too slow that you would never actually want to go to. And when you tell it that you don't want to go to them, it ignores you. And there's no way to tell it that you prefer maybe ChargePoint and Electrify America only. The EQS is pretty rewarding and very effortless to drive in every single way except for the brake pedal. If you choose to drive the EQS without one pedal, you have to use the brake pedal, which is not a fun experience in this car. The way Mercedes designed this brake pedal, the first half of the pedal is your regen braking system, and the next half of the pedal is your real friction brakes. What this means is that it does not feel natural in the slightest bit to use, and you have to use way more force than you think would be required to stop any car. The first few times you drive this car, it's actually a little bit scary because It really truly feels like the car is not going to stop and that it does not have enough brakes. I have never had a car that requires so much force on the brake pedal. It does take a lot of getting used to, but you can get used to it. And with enough force, the car will in fact stop. It just really feels like it won't sometimes. Mercedes has already gotten the feedback on the 2023 models that people do not like the brakes, so for 2024, they have fixed this problem. Overall, after 10,000 miles, the EQS SUV has been one of the favorite cars I've ever had. It is so good at almost everything, both as an EV and just a car in general. It is loaded with so many cool and useful features, and it's a pleasure to drive. If you're considering one for yourself, I couldn't recommend it more.